I was there in the kitchen the day the silence became a wall, and I felt the tremor in your hands as you realized the distance between your hearts had grown too wide for a single apology to cross. You think I have forgotten the sound of that name you whisper into your pillow at night, or that I have turned my gaze away from the empty chair at your table. But I tell you, my beloved, I have been the silent witness to every second of your longing, and I am the master architect who still holds the original blueprint for the bridge that once connected you. You carry the weight of 3,067 days and nights of heavy sighs. Yes, I have counted every one, and you wonder if the bridge is too broken to ever be rebuilt. Do you not know that I specialize in the architecture of the impossible? While you have been staring at the wreckage, I have been gathering the stones. While you have been weeping over the silence, I have been whispering into the ears of the one you lost, stirring a restlessness in their spirit that only your love can quiet. You feel so alone in this battle, as if the walls of your home are closing in under the pressure of unpaid debts and the cold draft of abandonment, but I am standing in the gap. Your financial worry is a shadow that disappears when my light breaks through, and I am telling you today that the sun is beginning to rise. Stop measuring your worth by the balance in your bank account or the number of messages in your inbox. You are mine, and I do not leave my treasures in a state of disrepair. I see the anxiety that keeps you awake at 3:00 a.m., the frantic mental calculations of how to make ends meet, while your heart is simultaneously breaking for your child. I see the way you look at old photographs, tracing the lines of a face that has become a stranger to you. It feels like a lifetime since you heard that laughter, doesn't it? But listen to me now, with the ears of your spirit. Restoration is not just a possibility, it is my promise to you. Under the specific seal of my grace, numbered 3067 in the ledger of my divine interventions, I am moving the mountains of pride and the hills of resentment that have blocked the path home. You have felt like a fragment, a broken piece of a whole that no longer exists, but I am the one who gathers the fragments so that nothing is lost. The loneliness you feel is not a permanent state. It is the hushed silence before a great symphony begins. I am clearing the debris from your life, the distractions, the false friends, and the spirit of lack, to make room for the homecoming that is being prepared. You worry about the how and the when, exhausting yourself with plans and strategies to force a reconciliation, but I am asking you to lay down your hammers. I do not need your strength to fix what only my breath can revive. Can you trust me with the silence? Can you believe that even in the absence of a sign, I am working with a precision you cannot yet see? I am softening the soil of that hardened heart. I am dismantling the lies they have believed about you, one by one. And as for the bread on your table and the roof over your head, do not let your heart be troubled. I clothe the lilies and feed the birds of the air. Do you truly believe I would leave you, my most precious creation, to wither in the drought? Your provision is coming from sources you have not even imagined. I am opening doors that have been rusted shut for years, and I am bringing people into your life who will carry the heavy end of the cross for you. You are entering a season where the tears of the past will become the irrigation for the garden of your future. The relationship you think is dead is merely sleeping, and I am the one who says, "Arise." Do not look at the calendar, and do not look at the circumstances. Look at my hands. They are the same hands that knit you together in your mother's womb, and they are the same hands that are currently weaving the threads of your broken family back into a tapestry of beauty. The miracle is not just in the reunion. It is in the transformation of your own heart during the wait. I am making you stronger, more compassionate, and more ready to receive the blessing when it arrives. You will not just have them back. You will have a version of them and a version of yourself that has been refined in the fire and polished by the wind. Take a deep breath now and let the anxiety fall away like a garment that no longer fits. You are covered. You are loved. You are being restored. This is not the end of your story. It is the moment the plot shifts toward redemption. Believe it, receive it, and rest in the knowledge that I am already there at the end of the road, waiting to welcome both of you home. See the silence not as a void, but as a womb where the new life of your reconciliation is being formed in secret. I know the weight of the quiet in your hallways, and I have heard the echoes of the words you wish you could take back, and those you wish you had the courage to say. I see you standing by the window at dusk, watching the streetlights flicker to life, wondering if they are looking at the same moon, if they are feeling the same pang of absence that thrums in your chest like a second heartbeat. Do not mistake my silence for my absence. I am most active in the spaces where you feel the most helpless. I am the architect of the heart, and I am currently reinforcing the foundations of your family tree, purging the rot of old misunderstandings and filling the cracks with the gold of my grace. You remember the kitchen table, the one with the small scratch on the corner where a toy once struck the wood. I remember it too. I was there for every shared meal, every laughter-filled morning, and every tense dinner where the air grew heavy with things left unsaid. I am going to bring you back to a table, but it will be a table of peace, where the bread is broken with hands that no longer tremble with anger or fear. Think of the garden in the height of winter. To the untrained eye, it appears dead, brittle, and forgotten. But beneath the frost, the roots are deepening. They are reaching for a source of water that the surface cannot provide. This season of distance has been your winter. It has forced your roots to go deep into me, to find your worth not in the approval of your child or your parent, but in the unwavering love I have for you. I am teaching you to be an anchor, so that when they return, and they will return, you will be the steady ground they need to find their own way home. I am working on them too. Even now, in the moments when they seem the most distant, I am whispering to their spirit in the quiet hours of the night. I am the nagging thought of home that they cannot shake. I am the sudden memory of your scent, or the sound of your laughter, that catches them off guard in the middle of a crowded room. I am softening the soil of their heart, breaking up the hard ground of resentment with the gentle rain of my spirit. You see the wall they have built. I see the small stones at the bottom that are already beginning to crumble. You see the no that they have shouted. I hear the help me that they are whispering in the dark. We are building something that cannot be rushed, for a love that is easily mended is often easily broken again. But a love that is forged in the furnace of trial, that is painstakingly reconstructed through prayer and patience, is a love that will endure for eternity. Do you remember the old photograph tucked away in the back of the album, the one where both of you were smiling without a care in the world? Hold that image in your mind, not as a relic of a dead past, but as a blueprint for the future. I am not merely restoring what was, I am redeeming it into something far greater. The version of the relationship you lost was fragile, susceptible to the winds of ego and the storms of pride. The version I am preparing for you will be seasoned with mercy and tempered by the understanding that only comes through loss. I am taking the shattered pieces of your history, the harsh phone calls, the years of cold distance, the holidays spent in solitary mourning, and I am using them as the raw materials for a new creation. Nothing is wasted in my kingdom. Every tear you shed is a seed, and you are approaching the time of harvest. I want you to start preparing the guest room of your heart. Clear out the clutter of old grievances. Sweep away the dust of bitterness. Light the candle of hope and keep it burning in the window of your soul. I am teaching you how to love without possession, how to give without demanding, and how to forgive before the apology has even been uttered. This is the highest form of love, the kind of love I have for you. When the door finally opens, I want you to be able to look at them not through the lens of what they did or didn't do, but through my eyes. I want you to see the child who is lost, the parent who is weary, and offer them the same refuge I offer you every single day. We are moving toward a suddenly. The road may look long and the horizon may seem empty, but I am the God of the breakthrough. I am the one who parts the seas when the mountains are too high to climb. Rest your head on my shoulder and let the rhythm of my heart quiet your racing thoughts. You are not alone in this weight. I am the third cord in the bond, the one that cannot be easily broken. I am the bridge over the chasm you thought was impassable. Trust the process, for the potter knows exactly how much heat the clay can endure before it becomes a masterpiece of strength and beauty. We are not finished yet. The best chapters of your reconciliation are still being written by my very hand. In the quiet hours when the house settles and the shadows stretch long across the floorboards, I am there, catching every tear that slips down your cheek before it can hit the pillow. You often wonder if they remember the same things you do. The way the light caught the kitchen table during those Saturday mornings, or the specific cadence of a voice that once meant home. I tell you now, those memories are not lost. They are merely buried under the debris of pride, hurt, and the many misunderstandings that the enemy has piled high. While you are busy tending to the garden of your own soul, I am over there, in that distant room, in that heart that seems so hardened against you, and I am performing the delicate surgery of the spirit. I am the one softening the soil of their heart while you sleep. I am the one bringing your name to their mind in the middle of a crowded street, making them pause with a sudden, inexplicable ache for what was lost. You see the silence as a barrier, but I see it as an incubation period. Just as the seed must endure the cold darkness of the earth before the sprout can pierce the surface, this period of separation is being used to kill the things that would have only poisoned your reunion later. I am stripping away the ego, the need to be right, and the jagged edges of past arguments. I am replacing them with a hunger for peace that will eventually outweigh the comfort of the grudge. Think back to the times you felt a sudden urge to pray, a pull in your spirit that you couldn't explain. That was my hand, nudging you, reminding you that the connection is still alive in the spiritual realm, even if the physical world remains stagnant. You are learning the art of the long-suffering, a fruit of my spirit that few desire, but all need to reflect my character. It is a holy weight you carry, but you do not carry it alone. I am holding the other end of the cross. I am the one whispering into their dreams, showing them glimpses of grace. I am dismantling the lies they have believed about you, the lies that say you don't care, or that you are the architect of their pain. I am the truth, and the truth is a persistent light that eventually finds every crack in a fortress. Do not look at the calendar with bitterness, for I am outside of time. A year to you is but a heartbeat to me, and I am using every second to ensure that when the reconciliation comes, it is not a temporary patch-over, but a structural rebuilding from the foundation up. You are becoming a vessel that can hold the weight of their brokenness without shattering. You are being prepared to be the sanctuary they will eventually run to. When that phone rings, or that letter arrives, or that knock finally echoes through the house, I want you to be so filled with my peace that you don't even need the apology they might be too afraid to give. I want your love to be the apology they never expected. I am teaching you to love like the sun, shining because it is your nature, not because the earth deserves the warmth. Look at your hands, they are no longer clenched in fists of defense. They are open, palms up, ready to receive. This is the posture of a miracle. I am moving the mountains you cannot see, the mountains of legalities, the mountains of geographic distance, and the tallest mountains of all, the ones built inside the human mind. Stay in the secret place with me. Let the world scream its hopelessness, but listen only to the steady, rhythmic pulse of my promise. The bridge is being built from both sides now, stone by stone, prayer by prayer, tear by tear. We are nearing the midpoint, the place where the two paths converge. Do not grow weary in the middle of the miracle. You have felt the phantom pain of their absence, like a limb that is missing but still aches. I know the way you keep that one item, the old photograph with the bent corner, or the sweater that still holds a faint scent of a different time, tucked away where no one can see it. These are the altars of your intercession. Every time you look at them and choose to hope rather than hate, you are participating in the divine reconstruction. I am the God who restores the years the locusts have eaten, and I am not just restoring a relationship. I am restoring the identity that was stolen from you in the conflict. You are not the rejected one. You are not the forgotten parent or the estranged child. You are my beloved, and your value is not defined by their ability to see it yet. As I work on them, I am also working on the architecture of your heart, expanding your capacity to forgive so that when they return, they find a home that is truly ready for them. The walls of resentment you built to protect yourself are being replaced by the boundaries of my grace. I am showing you that your joy does not have to be a hostage to their choices. When you find yourself laughing again, or finding beauty in a sunset despite the empty chair, do not feel guilty. That is my strength rising within you, proving that the enemy cannot steal your life while you wait for their return. We are weaving a tapestry where the dark threads of this separation will only make the gold threads of the restoration shine more brightly. I am the God of the hidden work. Just because you don't hear the hammer and nails doesn't mean the house isn't being built. Trust the silence, for in the silence, I am doing the deepest work. I am the whisper in the wind that tells them it is time to turn around. I am the light in the window that guides them through the storm. Hold fast to my hand. The dawn is closer than you think, and I am already standing in the morning of your victory. Consider the roots of the ancient oak that stretches toward the heavens. Its strength is not found in the branches that sway in the breeze, but in the deep, dark soil where no eye can see. You have felt like you are in the dark, buried under the weight of years of misunderstanding and the cold soil of distance. But I tell you, you are not buried, you are planted. Every prayer you have whispered into your pillow, every time you have looked at the door and felt the pang of their absence, has been a watering of that seed. I am working on the soil of their heart even as I cultivate the garden of yours. I see you when you pass by their old room and pause, your hand hovering over the doorknob. I know the ache of the what-ifs that keep you awake in the third watch of the night. I am the one who settles your spirit when the anxiety rises like a flood. I am teaching you a new language, a tongue not of defense or accusation, but of the quiet confidence that comes from knowing I am the master architect of time. You used to speak from your wounds, but soon you will speak from your scars, and scars are the proof that healing has occurred. Think back to the times you tried to force the reconciliation with your own strength, the letters you wrote in anger, or the phone calls that ended in static. Those were the efforts of a child trying to mend a broken mirror with trembling hands. Now, I am asking you to set down the glue and the shards. I am making all things new, not by fixing what was broken, but by creating a vessel that can hold even more than before. I am softening the calcified places in your memory where you have held onto their failures as a shield. I am reminding you of the small things, the way they laughed when they were young, the scent of the rain on the pavement during those summer walks, the shared glances that needed no words. These are the fragments of the original design I placed within your bond, and they are not lost. They are merely covered by the dust of the world. I am blowing away that dust with the breath of my spirit. You may feel like the distance between you is a vast canyon, but I am the bridge builder. I am working in the nuances of their daily life, in the songs they hear on the radio that suddenly bring your face to mind, in the kindness of a stranger that mirrors the love you once gave them. There is no corner of this earth where they can hide from my pursuit, for I am pursuing them for your sake and for mine. I am breaking the generational chains that dictated this fracture. The patterns of silence and the cycles of pride that haunted your lineage are being severed at the root. You are the one I have chosen to stand in the gap, to be the living evidence that love does not fail. When you find yourself able to pray for their blessing without the sting of, "Why not me?" know that the miracle has already begun within you. You are becoming a sanctuary of peace, a harbor where they can eventually drop anchor when the storms of their own making become too much to bear. Do not fear the length of the journey. In my kingdom, time is a servant, not a master. I am the God who restores the years the locusts have eaten, and I will make the feast of your reunion so rich that the hunger of these lean years will be forgotten. I am preparing a table in the presence of your past sorrows. Your current isolation is the womb of your future influence. You will comfort others with the very comfort you are receiving now. I am turning your mourning into a dance, but first, I am teaching you the rhythm of the wait. Listen to the steady beat of my heart for you. It is a rhythm of unchanging devotion. I am the father who ran to the prodigal while he was still a long way off. I am already running toward them, and I am also running toward you. There is no shadow long enough to hide my light, and no wall high enough to keep out my grace. You have wondered if your love was enough, if your efforts were sufficient. Let me tell you, my love is the ocean that carries your small boat. You do not have to row so hard. Let the current of my will take you. I am smoothing the jagged edges of your expectations. I am showing you that restoration may not look like a return to the past, but an entry into a future that is entirely transformed. You will look at them not as the one who hurt you, but as the one I have redeemed. And they will look at you not as the one they fled, but as the home they finally recognized. This is the work of the cross and the power of the empty tomb. It is the life that springs from the dead place. I am calling forth Lazarus from the tomb of your relationship. I am rolling away the stone of your doubt. Breathe deeply of my presence. I am the air in your lungs and the fire in your bones. We are moving toward the intersection of my timing and their readiness. Stay in the place of rest. Your peace is the greatest weapon against the division. Every time you choose to trust me instead of spiraling into worry, you are weakening the stronghold of the enemy. You are becoming a beacon, and beacons do not move. They simply shine until the lost find their way home. I am with you in every tick of the clock. I am with you in every sigh. Imagine the morning when the phone rings or the knock comes, and your heart doesn't skip a beat in fear, but in a quiet, grounded recognition. I am preparing you for that moment so that you will not be overwhelmed by the flood of emotion, but will stand as a pillar of strength for them to lean on. I am giving you the words you will say, and more importantly, the grace to know when to say nothing at all. Sometimes, the most powerful apology is the one that is lived out in a changed life. I am changing your life. I am taking the bitterness that once flavored your thoughts and turning it into a sweetness that surprises even you. You are discovering that you are whole in me, regardless of their presence, and that wholeness is exactly what will draw them back. A soul that is at rest is a magnetic force. I'm making you a magnet for my glory. Think of the way the moon pulls the tides. You are being pulled by my love, and in turn, you are pulling the straying pieces of your family back into alignment. I am the God who gathers the outcasts. I am the God who heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Your wounds are being bound by the silk of my mercy. You used to look in the mirror and see a parent who failed or a child who was rejected, but I look at you and see a masterpiece of endurance. I am proud of the way you have kept your heart soft when the world told you to harden it. I am proud of the way you have continued to hope when hope seemed like a cruel joke. That hope is not a fantasy. It is an anchor. It is hooked into the veil of the heavenly places where I sit on the throne, and I am not moved by the circumstances of the earth. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning of your love for them and the perfecter of its end. I am weaving the loose ends of your story into a knot that cannot be untied. Feel the weight of my hand on your shoulder. I am not a distant deity watching from afar. I am the very atmosphere you breathe. When you feel the sudden urge to pray for them at 2 in the afternoon while you are doing the most ordinary things, like washing the dishes or standing in line at the grocery store, that is me inviting you into the holy work of intercession. In those moments, we are together, reaching across the miles, touching their spirit, softening their resolve. You are my partner in this restoration. We are a team, and I have never lost a case. The silence that once felt like a desert is now becoming a garden. Look closely. The first sprouts of green are already breaking through the dry ground. They are small, yes, but they are alive, and what is alive will grow. I am the sun that provides the warmth and the rain that provides the life. You are the gardener who watches and waits with a patient heart. The harvest is coming. The barn will be full. The laughter will return to the hallways of your soul, and it will be deeper than the laughter of the past because it has been seasoned by the wisdom of the wait. You will look back on this season not with pain, but with awe at how much I grew you in the darkness. You are being prepared for a weight of glory that far outweighs these light and momentary afflictions. Trust me with the timing. Trust me with the method. Trust me with the person they are becoming in the far country, for I am the God who follows them into the pig pen and leads them back to the banquet. Your seat at the table is reserved, and theirs is as well. The candles are already lit. The wine is poured. The celebration is prepared in the heavens, and soon it will manifest on the earth. Cling to me. The shadows are lengthening, which only means the sun is about to break over the horizon. I am the bright and morning star, and I am shining on you. Do not mistake the silence for my absence. While you are counting the days of their distance, I am counting the tears you have shed into your pillow at midnight, and I am bottling every one of them as a sacred offering. You remember the sound of their voice before it grew sharp with resentment, before the world convinced them that independence was found in abandonment. I remember the day I formed them, weaving their spirit together with yours in a tapestry of purpose. The thread has stretched, yes. It has frayed in places where the friction of pride and misunderstanding rubbed it raw. But the thread has not broken. I am the great weaver, and I hold both ends of the cord in my scarred hands. Think of the garden in the winter. To the naked eye, everything is dead. The earth is hard, the branches are brittle, and the vibrant colors of summer are a fading memory. But beneath the frost, life is contracting, concentrating its energy, preparing for a surge that the spring will demand. You are in the winter of this relationship, but even now, the sap is beginning to stir. I am working in the hidden places of their heart, in the quiet moments when the music stops and the noise of the crowd fades. I am the nagging sense of something missing that haunts their most successful hours. I am the sudden memory of your scent, the way you used to sing in the kitchen, while the morning light hit the linoleum, or the way you looked at them with a pride they did not think they deserved. You worry that they have forgotten the lessons you taught. You fear that the values you planted have been choked out by the thorns of this world. But my word does not return void. Every prayer you breathed over their sleeping head when they were small is still vibrating in the spiritual atmosphere around them. You were not just speaking to a child. You were speaking to the destiny I placed within them. Those prayers are like subterranean rivers, feeding the roots of their conscience even when the surface of their life seems like a desert. I am the rain that will cause those seeds to crack open. I am the heat that will draw the green shoots through the parched soil. I see you looking at the old photographs on the mantel, the ones where the smiles were easy and the shadows were short. You mourn the loss of that version of them. But I tell you, the version that returns will be more precious than the one who left. The one who left was untested. The one who returns will know the value of the porch light left on. They will have tasted the bitterness of the husk and will finally appreciate the sweetness of the bread. And you are being stripped of your need to control, your need to be right, and your need to understand. I am replacing those heavy garments with the robe of compassion. I am softening the calluses on your heart so that when the embrace finally comes, you will feel it with a depth you never knew possible. I am watching you as you stand by the window, searching the horizon. I am with you in the grocery store when you see their favorite snack in the aisle, and your heart hitches in your chest. I am in the car when a certain song comes on the radio, and you have to pull over because the grief is a sudden, suffocating wave. In those moments, I am not just watching you, I am holding you. I am the strength in your knees when they want to buckle. I am the breath in your lungs when the air feels too thin. I am teaching you a kind of love that is not dependent on a response. I am teaching you the love of the cross, a love that gives and waits, that bleeds and hopes, that dies to its own rights so that another might live. The distance between you is not a canyon, it is a bridge under construction. Every day you choose to forgive, a new stone is laid. Every time you refuse to speak words of bitterness to others about them, a support beam is strengthened. Do not let the enemy of your soul convince you that the bridge is falling. He is the father of lies, and he wants you to stop building. He wants you to burn the blueprints. But I am the master architect. I have the master plan, and I am overseeing every detail. I am even using their rebellion to teach them things that your comfort could never impart. I am using your loneliness to draw you into a deeper intimacy with me, where you realize that I am your first and greatest love. Remember the summer evening years ago when you sat on the back porch, the fireflies dancing in the tall grass, and they asked you if the stars ever fell. You told them that some things are held in place by a power we cannot see. You were speaking of the stars, but you were prophesying over your own life. You are being held. They are being held. The same gravity of grace that keeps the planets in their orbits is keeping their heart within my reach. There is no darkness deep enough to hide from my light, and no distance far enough to outrun my pursuit. I am the shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the one. I am the father who runs while the sun is still a long way off, ignoring the dust on my robes and the whispers of the neighbors. I am the one who will give you the words to say when the silence finally breaks, words that are not birthed in hurt, but in the healing I am doing in you right now. You have spent so many nights rehearsing the confrontation, the apologies, the explanations. Set those scripts aside. When the moment comes, it will not be about who was right or who was wrong. It will be about the miracle of presence. It will be about the way the light catches the tears in their eyes, and you realize that they, too, have been broken and remade. You will see the marks of the journey on them, the scars they tried to hide, and you will not look at them with judgment, but with the eyes of a Savior who has seen all your scars and loved you still. I am enlarging your heart to hold this new kind of relationship. It will be sturdier than the old one. It will be built on the bedrock of grace rather than the shifting sands of performance. You are learning to love as I love, without conditions, without hooks, without the need to be the hero of the story. I am the hero. You are the vessel of my mercy. Do not grow weary in well-doing. The seasons are turning. The scent of rain is in the air. The desert will bloom, and it will bloom with the flowers of reconciliation that have been watered by your faithfulness. I am not slow in keeping my promises as some understand slowness. I am patient, wanting none to perish, wanting every prodigal to find the path home. Rest your head on my shoulder tonight. Listen to the steady beat of my heart for you and for them. We are not moving toward an end, but toward a glorious beginning. Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere of your house? It is subtle, like the first hint of autumn in the late summer breeze, but it is there. I have seen you walking through the hallway, your eyes lingering on the framed pictures where the glass has grown a bit dusty, catching the light of a fading sun. You remember the version of them that existed before the wall was built, the sound of their laughter that used to fill the kitchen, the way they looked at you before the shadow of misunderstanding fell between you. I have seen the way you hold your breath when the phone rings, that split second of hope that it might be the voice you haven't heard in years, followed by the heavy exhale of another day of waiting. Do not be ashamed of that hope. It is the very heartbeat of my spirit within you. I am the God of the second chance, the third chance, and the 70 times 7. I am working in the places where your hands cannot reach and where your words cannot penetrate. While you are sleeping, I am whispering to them. While they are running, I am the road beneath their feet, gently guiding them toward a turning point they do not yet see. Think of the garden in the winter. To the untrained eye, everything looks dead, frozen, and brittle. But deep beneath the frost, life is gathering its strength. The roots are stretching, seeking out the hidden reservoirs of water. This season of silence in your relationship has not been a season of nothingness. It has been a season of grounding. I had to let the old structures crumble because they were built on expectations that neither of you could ever truly fulfill. I am replacing the shoulds and the musts with a simple, I love you because you are mine. I am teaching you to release the debt you feel they owe you. The years lost, the holidays spent apart, the harsh words spoken in the heat of anger. I am the great restorer of years, and I can pack a lifetime of intimacy into a single moment of true reconciliation. You often wonder if you said too much or if you said too little. You replay old arguments in your mind at 3:00 a.m., editing your responses, wishing you could reach back through the fabric of time and catch the words before they hit the floor. But my grace is not limited by your past mistakes. I am weaving even your failures into a tapestry of redemption. That moment of pride you regret, that door you closed too hard, I am using the memory of those very things to soften your heart now, making it a landing pad for when they finally return. I am preparing a feast, and I have already set their place at the table. You don't need to keep checking the window. I am the one watching the horizon. Your task is to keep the oil in your lamp, to stay burning with a love that does not depend on their response. I am showing you the secret of the father in the parable of the prodigal. He did not wait for an apology to start running toward his child. He saw him from a long way off and was moved with compassion. I am placing that same supernatural compassion in your chest. It is a weight, yes, but it is a weight that will anchor you when the winds of doubt try to blow you off course. Look at your hands. They have been clenched in prayer and sometimes in frustration for so long. Open them now. Let go of the need to control the outcome. Let go of the timeline you have etched into your calendar. My timing is a perfect orchestration of 1,000 different hearts, moving in a symphony that only I can conduct. I am working on their heart, breaking up the fallow ground, removing the stones of resentment that they have carried as a shield. They think they are protecting themselves, but they are only isolating themselves. I am the one who can slip past their defenses. I am the one who can speak to the child inside of them that is still crying out for the very love you want to give. This weight is not a punishment. It is a preparation. I am making you large enough to hold their brokenness without being broken by it yourself. I am making you strong enough to be the harbor where they can finally drop their anchor. Do you remember the small things? The way they liked their tea, the specific tilt of their head when they were thinking, the way you used to understand each other without saying a word. These details are not lost. They are being preserved in my memory, and I am bringing them back to life. You are not just waiting for a person, you are waiting for a miracle, and I am the author of miracles. The bridge is being built from both sides, even if you can only see your own progress. Every prayer you breathe is a stone laid in that bridge. Every time you choose to forgive instead of bitterness, the structure grows stronger. It will be able to withstand the weight of the truth when it is finally spoken. It will be able to handle the tears that have been dammed up for far too long. There is a sacredness in this longing. It is a reflection of my longing for you. Every time your heart aches for them, let it remind you of how I have pursued you across every desert and through every dark night. You are learning the depth of my heart through the medium of your own. This pain is the labor of a new birth. Something is being born in you that will never be taken away, a capacity for mercy that will become your greatest strength. I am with you in the quiet of the evening. I am with you in the noise of the day when the absence of their voice is a deafening roar. I am the comforter who never leaves. Lean into me. Let my peace, which passes all understanding, guard your heart and your mind. We are writing a story together, and the most beautiful chapters are the ones we have yet to reach. Do not lose heart. The morning is coming, and with it, a joy that is seasoned by the very sorrow you are feeling now. We are moving deeper into the mystery of grace, where nothing is wasted and everything is redeemed. Stay here with me. Stay in this place of trust. The water is rising, and soon it will overflow the banks of the dry riverbed, bringing life to everything it touches. Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere? It is subtle, like the first breath of dawn before the sun breaks the horizon. I am moving in the spaces between your breaths, in the moments when you think you are most alone. You have carried the weight of their absence like a heavy cloak, its fabric worn thin by the constant friction of your what-ifs and if-onlys. I am asking you now to lay that cloak at my feet. Not because the weight doesn't matter, but because I want to clothe you in something lighter, a garment of praise instead of a spirit of heaviness. I remember the day the door closed, the way the sound echoed through the chambers of your heart, sounding less like a latch and more like a sentence. I was there in the hallway. I felt the vibration of your silent scream. I saw the way you tried to keep busy, rearranging the furniture of your life to hide the holes that their departure left behind. But I do not want you to hide the holes. I want to fill them with the gold of my presence, making you more beautiful for having been broken. Consider the kintsugi, where the cracks are not disguised but highlighted, proving that the object is more precious because it was once shattered and then painstakingly restored. You are my masterpiece in progress. Every tear you shed over that old photograph, the one where their eyes were bright and the world seemed simple, is a seed. You think you are losing water, losing strength, but you are actually planting hope in the soil of your suffering. I am the gardener of your soul, and I know exactly how much pressure the stem can take before it breaks. I will not let you break. I will only let you open. Think of the garden in the winter. It looks like a graveyard, but beneath the frost, life is organizing itself. It is deciding how to bloom. Your relationship is in its winter, but the roots are still there, deep in the earth where no human hands can reach them. I am protecting those roots. I am keeping the spark of life alive even when the branches look gray and brittle. You often wonder if they are thinking of you, if the memories of your shared laughter ever pierce through the walls they have built. I tell you, I am the whisper in their ear too. I am the sudden wave of nostalgia that hits them when they see a sunset or hear a certain melody. I am the nagging sense of incompleteness that follows them into the world they thought would satisfy them. We are working on both ends of the bridge. While I am refining you in the furnace of waiting, I am also softening the stone of their heart. This is the work of a master, and it cannot be rushed. If I were to bring them back today, you would only repeat the old patterns, the same dances of pain and misunderstanding. But I am creating a new dance. I am teaching you the steps of grace, so that when the reunion comes, it will not be a return to the past, but an arrival into a future you cannot yet imagine. Do you remember the small things? The way they used to tilt their head when they were thinking, or the specific way they said your name? Those details are safe with me. I have archived every moment of joy you ever shared. Nothing is lost in my kingdom. I am the collector of all that is good. I want you to look at your hands. They are empty now, but they are being prepared to hold. Not just to hold the person, but to hold the transformed version of the love you once knew. You are learning that love is not about possession, but about the freedom to be known. You are learning to love them like I love you, without demand, without the need for immediate reward, but with an unwavering commitment to their highest good. This is a holy training. You are becoming a sanctuary. When they return, they will find in you a peace that is not of this world. They will find a version of you that is no longer reactive, no longer desperate, but anchored in the deep waters of my spirit. This is why the silence has been so long. The deeper the foundation, the higher the building can go. I am digging deep in you. Do not fear the shovel. Do not fear the removal of the old earth. It is necessary for the stability of what is to come. I see you in the middle of the night, staring at the phone, waiting for a notification that never comes. I am there in the blue light of the screen. I am there in the heavy sigh you let out before you turn over to try and sleep. I want you to know that your prayers are not bouncing off the ceiling. They are being woven into a tapestry. Every Lord, bring them home, is a thread of silver. Every Lord, protect them, is a thread of gold. One day, you will see the full design, and you will gasp at its complexity and its beauty. You will see how every delay was a mercy, and every silence was a preparation. The story is moving toward a climax of reconciliation, but the reconciliation of your heart with mine must come first. You are finding that I am enough. When you can say that I am enough, even if the phone never rings, then you are ready. Then you are free. And it is from that place of freedom that true restoration flows. I am not a God of half measures. I do not just want to patch things up. I want to make all things new. I am the God of the resurrection, and I specialize in things that look dead. I am breathing on the dry bones of your family tree. I am calling life back into the withered branches. Watch the horizon. The clouds are gathering, not for a storm of destruction, but for a rain of refreshment. The parched earth is beginning to crack open, eager for the first drop. Stay close to my side. Let my breath be your breath. We are walking through the valley of the shadow, but the shadow only proves that there is a light nearby. I am that light. I am the way, the truth, and the life, and I am leading you home, one step at a time. The path is narrow, but it is sure. Your feet will not slip because I am holding your hand. Even when you let go of me, I never let go of you. I am the constant in your changing world. I am the I am who stands outside of time, seeing the end from the beginning, and I tell you, it is good. It is very good. Do not look back at the wreckage of the past with regret. Those ruins are the quarry from which I am taking the stones for your new temple. Every mistake, every harsh word, every moment of failure is being repurposed. I am the ultimate recycler of human experience. Nothing is discarded. Everything is redeemed. So breathe. Just breathe. Let the tension leave your shoulders. Let the furrow in your brow be smoothed by my touch. You are loved with an everlasting love, and that love is the gravity that is pulling everything back together. You cannot see the invisible cords of grace that I am tightening, but they are there. They are stronger than any resentment, more durable than any distance. The reunion is not just a possibility. It is a promise written in the blood of my own sacrifice. I know what it is to lose a child. I know what it is to be rejected by those I love. I am not an aloof observer. I am a participant in your pain. And because I have overcome, you will overcome too. The morning is not just coming. It is already on its way, racing toward you with the speed of light. Hold on. Stay in the place of trust. The river is about to overflow. Look closely at the banks of that rising river. You have spent years trying to dam the flow of your own grief, stacking stones of logic and mortar of self-preservation, thinking that if you could just contain the heartache, you could survive the drought. But I am not a god of containment. I am a god of outpouring. Do you remember the small wooden bird your child carved in the third grade, the one with the chipped wing that you still keep in the velvet-lined drawer of your jewelry box? I was there when the knife slipped, and I was there when you kissed the thumb that bled. I saw the pride in your eyes then, a pride that has since been shadowed by the long, cold winter of silence. You feel as though the silence is a void, a vacuum where nothing exists, but I tell you that silence is the womb of the miraculous. In the quiet, I am knitting back together the delicate sinews of trust that were torn during that shouting match in the hallway 3 years ago, the one where words were used like shrapnel, leaving wounds that neither of you knew how to dress. I heard the door slam, a sound that echoed not just through the house, but through the hallways of your soul, vibrating with the finality of a gavel. But my word is the final word, and I have not said guilty. I have not said finished. I am currently walking through the rooms of their heart, the places you are no longer invited to enter. I am tidying up the resentment that litters their floor like old newspapers. I am opening the windows to let out the stale air of old accusations. You worry that they have forgotten the sound of your laughter or the smell of your kitchen on a Sunday afternoon, but those memories are locked in a vault that only I have the key to. I am polishing those memories until they shine, making them more vivid than the recent bitterness. Think of the garden you tried to plant last spring, the one where the frost took the lilies before they could bloom. You thought the labor was wasted, but the soil was being enriched by the very decay you mourned. So it is with your relationship. The wasted years are the fertilizer for the coming season of abundance. I see you sitting by the window when the phone rings, that half-second of breathless hope that it might be their name on the screen, followed by the crushing weight of disappointment when it is just another solicitor. I feel that weight. I carry it with you. I am the God who counts every hair on their head, and I am also the God who counts every tear that falls into your morning coffee. You are not waiting alone. We are waiting together. This period of separation is not a period of abandonment. It is a period of refinement. I am teaching you how to love without possession, and I am teaching them how to seek without pride. There is a specific letter you started writing in your mind 1,000 times, the one that begins with "I'm sorry" and ends with "I love you," but you stop in the middle because the bridge of "how" seems too long to cross. Stop trying to build the bridge. I am the bridge. I am the cobblestones beneath your feet and the handrail that keeps you from falling into the chasm of despair. I am even now prompting them to remember the way you used to sing off-key in the car, a memory that will hit them with the force of a tidal wave when they least expect it, perhaps while they are standing in line at the grocery store or sitting in the quiet of a red light. That sudden, inexplicable ache in their chest, that is my finger tapping on the door of their conscience. I am breaking down the high walls of their self-defense, brick by brick, not with a sledgehammer of judgment, but with the soft, persistent ivy of my grace. You think the distance is a geographical problem or a chronological problem, but I see it as a spiritual opportunity. I am removing the scales from your eyes so you can see them not as an adversary or a source of pain, but as a wounded pilgrim who lost their way. I am softening the calluses on your heart that you developed just to keep from feeling the sting of their absence. It is okay to feel it. Let the sting come. It is a sign that the nerves are still alive, that the connection is still pulsing with potential. I am weaving a new garment for your reunion, one made of threads of humility and fringes of mercy. It will fit better than the old one, which was tight with expectations and stained with the need to be right. The new garment will be loose and comfortable, allowing you both to breathe deeply for the first time in a decade. I am looking at the calendar of your life, and I see the date circled in gold. You do not see it yet, but the appointment is set. The intersection is being prepared. Every no you have heard from them is being gathered into a single, thunderous yes from me. Do not be weary in the waiting. Do not let the dust of the desert settle in your lungs. Keep your eyes on the horizon, for the clouds are heavy with the rain of reconciliation. I am the God of the second chance, the third chance, the 70 times seventh chance. I am the God who brought the prodigal home, and I am the God who went out to the elder brother in the field. I am working on both sides of the fence simultaneously. While you are praying in the kitchen, I am moving in their living room. While you are weeping in the night, I am whispering your name in their dreams. This is not a work of human effort. This is the movement of the divine. I am the potter, and though the vessel was marred in my hand, I am not throwing the clay away. I am reshaping it, pressing down with my palms, smoothing the rough edges with the water of my spirit. You will be amazed at the vessel that emerges, stronger in the broken places, more beautiful for having been shattered. Rest in this truth. My love is a bloodhound that will not stop tracking them until they are found. My grace is a flood that will not stop rising until every dry gully is filled. You are held. They are held. And in my grip, you will find each other again.